If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. Tell us how to lead them.
To buy our merch.
The name,
No,
I
the
mean,
band
in
is
this
in
moment,
this
the name of the
song.
band, the name of the song is Roots, Bloody Roots. Let's do it.
Family is everything to me. I am a family person. Yeah, I'm a mother, and my whole light and everything is my son and my mother. My mother's, actually, I have 2 mothers, and they are sacred to me, and everything that I do somehow, you know, it's them. It's for them. It's about them.
Thank you for all the lives you've led. I thank you for every word you said. I thank you for walking alive. I thank you for the promises you made. For always watching while I shine. I thank you for teaching me. Yes, I thank you for your down in the heart of my place, in the shop of my roots run deep in
a really good song. It was a really good. It had some.
You're joining us on the dark side.
It had some hip hop elements in the way they did the beat on the chorus. Some Timbaland shit. You got to be like a maybe XBM.
Okay.
XBM will know what I'm talking about. Nobody
Okay.
else will. But
I like it.
that
It's heavy.
hard.
Yeah,
That
it was
heavy
really
as
yeah.
hell.
Mm-hmm.
It was heavy
And
as
that
hell.
her vocal style, man, it just communicates something. I love it.
Yeah, she's got a. I know immediately when it's her.
Me too.
Like she's got one of them voices that vocally you know immediately it's her.
Yep. I'm just pull up the lyrics here.
So she's talking about how her family inspires her, right? Her
Yeah.
mom and her son, and the inspiration that they give her
Yeah.
to keep pushing, which is we moved around a lot, so my mom always would do these introductions, because we were always new, the new people, new family in church, new whatever, and she would always say, these three right here, like that's my reason for doing everything, yada yada yada, and you don't really understand what that means, when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Like you don't understand how. I mean, although in our particular situation, we knew that life was difficult, but you don't know how difficult it is for a parent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, her being able to express that was pretty crazy because it brought me back to a lot of situations. Because like when you get older, you realize your parents aren't perfect. Obviously, like we were talking to Orion about this, where he doesn't think that we sin or something like that, which is like the same
He
as
doesn't think
Dorian.
we ever do anything wrong.
It's weird. It's kind of weird, but like
We apologize to him too. So
I know it's like
so how can we say that we're sorry for something if we never do anything wrong?
Yeah, I don't think he's like figured that out yet.
Yeah.
He put that together. Like, what are you talking
Dorian
about?
will be like, "That's why you're the greatest."
Right. He'll be like, yeah, you apologize. But I think for the hole you dug in me, filled it with cement, sunk me in your sea. Thank you for being so obscene. I thank you for never facing me, swimming in the mud, never coming clean. I thank you for nothing in between. Yes, I thank you for leaving.
Whoa.
I thank you for leaving, she said. So this is I'm assuming this is baby daddy, right?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Because that's not the beginning of the song. That's like the beginning of verse 2, I think.
That's the beginning of it. Well, I thank you for the lives you led. Thank you for every word you said. Thank you for walking away, for the promises you broke, for watching while I choke. I thank you for teaching me. I thank you for your hurting.
I think she also had issues with her dad, too.
So it could be a double.
I think she wrote a song called, like, Daddy's Fallen Angel or something like that. But I don't know. Like, the verse 1 could be about her dad, and verse 2 could very well be about her boyfriend or her baby daddy or whatever. But her dad did... I think her dad left. I'm not sure. But notice when she talks about her son and her mom, she didn't talk about her dad.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying in the intro?
Yeah.
So I think verse 1 is probably about her dad, and then I think verse 2 is probably about her...
Yeah, but how's a dad going to sit there and
significant
watch
other.
you choke?
In other words, you didn't come to help me. Because when you abandon a child, that
Oh.
means by default that they're going to be hurt. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's unconfirmed. It's either about her father's abuse or, yes, baby daddy.
Yeah.
See?
That's what I was wondering.
I actually think it's both. I think verse 1 is probably talking about her dad. Because remember, she talked about her mom and her son.
Mm-hmm.
And so the dad would be the triangle, right? It would be daughter, mom, dad.
Yeah.
And then the son would be her baby daddy son.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
and
I
in,
get
in
you.
both cases, the dude left
Yeah.
and left them in shambles, but she has had to take that pain and convert it into something productive for both of those people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's why I said I think that the verse 1 is probably talking about her dad.
But it sounded like she was saying, unless I
I
misunderstood,
thank
almost
you
like
for
that,
the
like,
lives for all the lives you've led. And I thank you for every word you said. I thank you for walking away. Thank you for the promises you broke. For always watching while I choke. I thank you for teaching me. Yes, I thank you for your hurting. Yeah, I think that's her and her dad.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with you on that one. Because of the teaching thing, which is usually something that a father does.
Right.
And the lives you led could be everything else that he was doing besides being a father for her.
Right. He's probably cheating on mom, all types of shit. I guess he was kind of abusive. And infidelity and abuse goes hand in hand with dudes. Usually if the dude starts like serial cheating and the girl doesn't leave, then abuse happens. Mm-hmm. So that's why I told Shorty, like, yo, he's going to start putting his hands on you. Mm-hmm. Blah, blah, blah. And she called me like 3 months later. Oh my God, he threw something at me, blah, blah, blah. I'm in my room, blah, blah, blah. But she was in her 20s. I mean, we were both in our 20s. You see what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
But yeah, that happens.
Jeez. Yeah.
So
and I've always seen like women when they're the ones that are cheating, they get like fighting a lot with their spouse. Now, I wouldn't say necessarily like putting hands on them, but
yes.
Like women when they're cheating also start doing some sideways stuff.
Yes, for sure. I'm sure if there was an equivalence in strength, it would get physical too.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that kind of that's one of the things that always. So me and my brother, you know, we were in the ghetto for an extended period of time, but we were not ghetto. We did not have a ghetto mindset.
Right.
Because, you know, my mom was, you know, registered nurse, blah blah blah, and just we came from an area in Jamaica that was like super upper middle class, mm-hmm. And so we didn't come. So when we finally made it to the ghetto, I was 8th grade, and so our mentality was vastly different from everybody else's mentality. So when we were in the ghetto, people were like, oh, I didn't have a dad, blah, 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 so that's why they're dealing drugs, that's why they're doing this, and that's why... Like, I don't want to say excuse, but they use that as a justification for everything that they did. Whereas with us, we were never given that. There was never a time when mom would be like, well, you guys didn't have your dad, so it wasn't like that. There was like no... That wasn't on the table. That wasn't an excuse you could give. It was nothing. And like when you go down there as a kid, you know, 12, 13, 14, and all these people are starting to say, well, I didn't have a dad and I'm doing X, Y, Z thing. It's just very interesting, like, how having a strong mother can influence you to the point where you can look above that shit. So, like, wow. Amy,
that's cool.
The dad, you know, dad's gone, he's abusive, whatever is happening, but the mom communicated so much strength that instead of her using it as, okay, then I'm just gonna whatever because my dad's not here, or I'm gonna fall into a bowl of depression, which is completely understandable. She's using that to go harder into her music.
Yeah.
She's using that as an excuse to propel her to do something creative and do something good for the people that are still there that didn't leave her, whether baby daddy or boyfriend. Like that, Maria, that's right, Maria
Brink.
I
see Maria Brink here.
Maria Brink is her name.
You didn't want to...
Yeah, she didn't use that as an excuse to turn into a ball and cry and play the victim. Like but she's still crying. Like I don't have a problem with crying. Like she's trying with her music. But you got, you know, I'm always gonna go to the side of empowerment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's one of the big things that like I wish I could communicate to Zillennials, because there's a giant gap in understanding about that. When I say take responsibility for your own actions in spite of the fact that your dad left you or whatever your sob story is, it doesn't mean that I don't think that those things are painful. What it means is that take back your power.
Exactly.
Blaming your parents for everything that's wrong and blaming your parents for the situation that you're in is just disempowering.
Right.
You can be realistic and say, man, this person really did a number on me. Like, she was with a guy that, you know, pretty sure got her pregnant, whatnot, and then abandoned them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she could have, you know, again, like, I want to be careful about how I say this. Like, she could have said, yeah, I can sing, but let's be practical here. I'm going to go work at Denny's or whatever. And maybe she did work at Denny's for a while she was, you know, doubling as a singer, which, you know, making it as a singer is extremely, in a band is extremely difficult, especially in a female fronted band. But she used all that pain to empower herself.
And her vocal style is not like Evanescence. That's like, okay, people are gonna like that. Even if that's not your style of music, you're still gonna say, wow, that's like unbelievable. This girl's vocal style it's unique, and it's gonna be just a certain group of people that are gonna be like, yo, that's my jam. I love that. So when you're coming in with something that's less like palatable for everybody, you got to even try. You got to you know what I mean? Like it's a different energy you got to go forward with, because you have to get your music out to more people to gather them more in.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah.
I love her style.
You sing I Scream a Little Harder.
If you notice in verse 1, it talked about like when she said, I thank you for like teaching me. And obviously that was through the negative, but that's like what you were saying, that every situation that comes into our lives, we're going to have negative stuff, but it's, can you find a way to make lemonade out of lemons? Can you find something from that situation that you can take from it, that you can use the rest of your life? So then that situation is not only pain and only something that just drags you down. Like if you can learn to find empowerment through those situations, then there's really no stopping you, because every bad thing that happens, you're like, okay, I'm going to learn something valuable from this, and I'm going to be able to take this and go places with it. But like you said, don't deny the pain that you feel or the experience itself. Like you were hurt, then acknowledge that hurt, because you can't deny yourself and expect that that's going to be okay. Like you have to be self-aware. You have to work through the emotions of things, and that's a painful experience sometimes. But that's why we have people around us. Like she said, she has a mother, she has a son, and I'm sure, you know.
Yeah, and you know, I'm sure like that mom has a bunch of strength, a bunch of strength that she was able to draw from, where she was able to say, I got to come through for my mom.
Yeah. And
then obviously when you have a kid, forget it. I mean, the devotion that you have to that little human being is like, I've got a friend right now, and she's basically adopted a kid. I don't want to put up people's business, but she's doing great.
Yeah.
She's doing great.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that because like we're like, you know, we're friends and shit. I'm like, oh, I'm proud of you. Like, but I'm very, very proud of that and the birthday. And I think to myself like, yo, because this is kind of like an adoption situation. I'm like, yo, if Shorty wasn't around, like that kid would be in.
Yeah.
And then that kid, you know, when they become an adult, you know, however long that she's there with them, getting taken care of by her, like, who knows what path that she's put her on.
100%.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
100%.
Now she's, you know, the decisions, the constellation of decisions that make up a person.
Yep.
Like, are gonna be changed because
100%.
This person decide to take responsibility for this child that's not technically hers.
Yep.
But
yeah, I think
she's doing she's doing like the real parenting thing, like doing birthdays and all that. She's doing great.
I think that there's a lot that gets missed for kids because already, like, as a group, like they're kind of like in a box, like they're kids, you know, so people kind of like can, you know, push them off to the side and not really recognize that like they're significant beings. And I think that there's probably a lot more that they're learning in their formative years than we even realize, and that affects how they view things the rest of their lives. So you know, you can't set a cucumber in vinegar for hours without it changing the cucumber. So I think that, you know, this child is in that environment with her, and the environment may have been very negative, but, you know, if it wasn't with her. And so, you know, like, I mean, I can't speak to the exact thing. I'm just assuming that because the baby's there, like, it wasn't going to be a good spot. So she's giving this baby these experiences and these positive experiences, literally changing, I believe, this baby's mindset for the rest of its life.
Yeah, neurology for sure. Yeah,
right.
Epigenetics is a thing. It's
right.
It's real. It's real. She it's just incredible. It's absolutely incredible, like the impact that one person can have on the. Because I'm sure in her darkest moments, Maria Brink's mother was like, "Oh man, I didn't think she's like, yeah, my daughter's going to be a giant rock star and she's going to inspire all these people and they're going to be, you know, like." But she was just grinding to take care of her daughter in a horrible situation. Yeah. And obviously, you know, I'm going to be biased towards single moms in those situations because that's how I came up. And my mom was super educated. It was still hard for her because she had to deal with, you know, mental illness. You know, mental illness kind of canceled out a lot of times her brilliance as a registered nurse and as a hospital director. You see what I'm saying? But so it's always going to be a challenge, you know. But my mom, like, she was difficult, but she never gave any of us any excuses. Never. We go to new schools, and we hadn't been to school in like 2 or 3 months during the school year. And like, I'd be like, "Ma, I don't know this stuff." She's like, "Shut up! You're smarter than all them white people in that class." Like, she had there was no mercy, there's no pity, nothing. And like, I think there were times where she went a little overboard, where she could have been a little bit more maternal, but it kind of gave me it gave us a I don't want to say a mean streak, but you know, it gave us a certain kind of mentality that's been very serviceable. Very, very serviceable. So, shout out to all the single moms everywhere who's out there, grinding. Like, I'm not going to disrespect the dads or whatever. You couldn't, you know. I don't know what your guys' circumstances are, but shout out to the single moms everywhere who's grinding, doing that shit. Because, like, that's the ultimate to me. Because women should not be in that situation. I mean, I'm just going to say it. Like, they shouldn't be in that situation. Because now you're playing mom and you're playing dad in one person. And that's just so unfair. Unfair.
I mean,
I experienced being a single dad for like 2 weeks before you swooped in and rescued, and you saw the state of the environment. No, I'm serious. Like, I was like a complete. You know, what I'm saying, I was completely. You
needed some help.
Yeah. Like, I cannot imagine doing that shit all by myself forever. Like, that is incredible. That what these people were doing, man. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah,
it's very, very,
100%.
Very inspiring, but it challenges you to try to be a better man. You know, challenges me to try to be there a little bit more for you with the kids and shit. Like, you know, it's a crazy thing to see. But shout out to my friend who's doing the new mom thing.
Yes,
it's fucking 100%, incredible, very 100%. Inspiring.
And all you single girls out there that haven't had your babies yet or whatever, like, make sure the guy that you're going with, that you are for sure he's gonna spend the rest with you.
Do your best.
That's the best way to know what that is. Just get a ring. Get a ring is a little helpful. You know, get married. Then you know that they're committed to a forever and they want to build with you.
There's a logic.
Find somebody that wants to build with you. And that wants to stay for that building, you know? There's lots of people out there. You know, maybe he doesn't make as much as you would hope, or maybe his job is not as thrilling or as exciting as you would have wanted it. But can he love you? Can he love your babies? That's the most important thing. And he's able to support you in a way. So, anyway, shout out to Amy Lee Forever. Happy birthday. This song is a 9.6 for me. 9.5 for him. 9.5 for me. We got more. Brought
back a lot of memories, I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah?
It brought back a lot of memories.
That's cool.
The shelter and all that shit.
For positive or?
I mean, it's positive for me, man. Like, it was a struggle, you know. I saw her struggle a lot, saw her cry herself to sleep a lot, but
jeez.
She did what she had to do, and she made men out of us in pretty crazy situations. So that's good. Last question, guys. All right. Last question.
So we have Evanescence. Oh, I'm sorry. The question is, what would be my favorite instrument to listen to? Piano, violin, guitar, or what do you say, theremin? Theremin. Which one would be her favorite to listen to? Clock is going on Amy's side. We're going to a commercial. We're going to be right back.
We shall return. And
you'll have the answer on the end of the commercial.
Shout out to Creed Forever, by the way, jumping out of airplanes and shit. We're glad you're alive, buddy. We'll see you soon. Commercial break. I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.